Hello, my dear curious and studious students of surgery. Myself, Dr. Mahesh Chaudhary. I am warm welcoming you in my surgery lecture series. This surgery lecture series contains entire surgery with anesthesia, with radiology, with orthopedic. So stay tuned with us. Let's start our surgery lecture series. Welcome, dear students, in our surgery lecture series number 17, that is the pancreatitis, in the heading of the disease of the pancreatitis. In this lecture, we will see the acute and acute relapsing pancreatitis, pathogenesis of the pancreatitis, pathology of the pancreatitis, investigations and conservative treatment of the pancreatitis. Now let's start with pancreatitis. There are 4 types of classified by the Marseillais in 1963. First is the acute pancreatitis, second types is the acute relapsing pancreatitis, third is the chronic pancreatitis, and fourth is the chronic relapsing pancreatitis. First, acute pancreatitis, a single episode of pancreatitis. In acute relapsing pancreatitis, that is the second type of pancreatitis, in this condition, recurrent attacks of acute pancreatitis with normalcy damage in the intervals between attack and without permanent functional damage of pancreas. Third type of pancreatitis is the chronic pancreatitis, that is the irreversible destruction of the pancreatic functions with constant pain. Fourth type of the pancreatitis is chronic relapsing pancreatitis, recurrent attack of pain with frequent pain intervals with progressive functional damage of the pancreas. Dear students, you can see this image on your screen, that is the obstruction due to the gallstones obstructing the CBD or pancreatic duct. Due to the obstruction, there is the pancreatitis. Now, acute and acute relapsing pancreatitis. Pathogenesis behind this condition is, first reason is gallstones and choledocholithiasis, means stone in the gallbladder. Gallstones and alcohol are the two major conditions nearby 90% of acute pancreatitis. Means the chronic alcoholic patient or person is having a chances of 90% of acute or acute relapsing pancreatitis. Common channel theory, that is due to the infection. Transient obstruction, that is due to the reflex pancreatitis. Second main pathogenesis of the pancreatitis is the alcohol. Exact mechanism is also not known now. Alcohol can induce pancreatitis. The reason may be, first, direct toxic effect of alcohol on pancreatic parenchyma. Second cause may be, with prolonged alcohol intake, protein is precipitated in pancreatic juices within ductils. Obstruction increases pressure within the ductils. Due to this, pancreatitis may be developed. Third reason may be due to duodenal inflammation induced by alcohol. Next reason is persistent vomiting. Alcohol stimulates pancreatic secretion. Alcohol increases sphincteric tone of the ampullary region. And third pathogenesis factor is obstruction due to the obstruction of pancreatic duct. Dear students, you are seeing the image of healthy pancreas and the inflamed pancreas, that is the pancreatitis. Normal pancreas and inflamed pancreas. The next pathogenesis factors of the is metabolic factors, that is the hyperlipidemia, hypercalcemia and pancreatitis. Hemochromatosis to produce pancreatic fibrosis and atrophy due to the irritating property of deposited iron in the pancreas. Next pathology of the pancreatitis is the vascular factors due to occlusion of the terminal arterial supply and produce local ischemia. Sixth pathological factors of pancreatitis is the post-operative pancreatitis, operation on stomach or on the biliary tract due to the trauma. Seventh is the miscellaneous, that is toxins, viral, drug and ERCP. Instrumentation, toxins like methyl alcohol, zinc oxide, cholinesterase inhibitors, viral infections like mumps, ecovirus infection, Coxsackie virus, mononucleosis, drugs like corticosteroids, fenformin, azathioprine, chlorothiazide, furosemide are the drugs which may be cause for the pancreatitis. And ERCP, endoscopic retrograde cholangiopancreatography, produce pancreatoscopy, produce pancreatitis. Now the pathology behind the pancreatitis is, first is a peritoneal cavity, contains blood-stained exudates. Due to this, infection may be arises or develop the pancreatitis. The omental and the subperitoneal fat shows areas of the necrosis. This fat necrosis consists of small island of saponification caused by the liberation of lipase. Fatty acids combine with calcium to form fat necrosis. The second pathology is in the pancreas. Acute pancreatitis can be classified as edematous, necrotizing and hemorrhagic and gangrenous. Sometimes fluid may accumulate in the Leber sac, and when the condition gradually resolves, fibrosis occurs with wall off. Such collection of fluid within the Leber sac, this is called as the cirrhosis of the pancreas. Now the clinical features of pancreatitis vary according to the degree of the disease. Varieties of acute pancreatitis: A. Acute edematous, second is hemorrhagic pancreatitis, and third is the necrotic pancreatitis. Now the symptoms of all these pancreatitis are penetrating upper abdominal pain, followed after heavy meal, persistent and repeated vomiting. Now the physical examination in pancreatitis is low grade fever, epigastric tenderness, may be guarding and involuntary rigidity of epigastric region. Signs of shock are quite common, including sweating, tachycardia and hypotension, abdominal distension due to paralytic ileus, shock due to loss of fluid and blood in peritoneal cavity. MDF means myocardial depressant factors is often released by pancreas. This also contributes to the shock. Mild jaundice due to swelling of the head of pancreas and excessive hemolysis of RBC. Dear student, you are watching the image of pancreas in detail, how the duct of Wirsing is drained in the second part of the duodenum. Hypocalcemia is a feature of this disease, whether it is due to the hypoalbuminemia. Lot of calcium is also wasted for formation of fat necrosis. Paralytic ileus, gas-filled solitary loop of proximal jejunum or straight X-ray abdomen sentinel loop. Discoloration of the skin, not a regular feature. Discoloration of skin around the umbilicus known as a Cullen sign. Abscess formation, approximately 15 days after the onset of disease, a tender palpable mass may appear in the epigastrium. This is cirrhosis of pancreas. Dear students, you can see the image. The common bile duct and the duct of Wirsing, that is the pancreatic duct, are draining in the duodenum, and there is the sphincteric papillae. Major papillae is seen. Now the investigations. First, elevated serum amylase is a well established features of acute pancreatitis. Normal range is 80 to 150 Samogui units. 400 units or above is suggestive of acute pancreatitis. Highest level is attained within 1 hour after the onset of symptoms. After that, the level gradually decreases and reaches normal level within 3 to 5 days. Persistent hyperamylesemia beyond the initial week of illness may indicate the development of complications, that is the pancreatic cirrhosis, phlegm and abscesses. Apart from acute pancreatitis, there are a few conditions in which will also lead to a high level of serum amylase. There are acute cholecystitis, common duct stone with or without cholangitis, alcoholism in absence of pancreatitis, intestinal obstruction, perforated peptic ulcer, intestinal gangrene, intracranial bleeding, ectopic pregnancy, carcinoma of pancreas and renal failure and mumps. After the use of drugs such as meperidine, that is Demerol or morphine, serum amylase level is also increased. Second investigation is the rate of urinary amylase excretion, found to reflect the amount of amylase released from the pancreas into the blood. Estimation of total amount of amylase in 24 hours urine sample. Third investigation is elevation in the serum and urinary lipase. Activities is also associated with acute pancreatitis. Elevated serum lipase along with elevated serum amylase is more diagnostic. Elevation of serum amylase is more accurate indicator of acute pancreatitis than in the elevation of serum amylase due to the fact that lipase is solely of pancreatic origin. Moreover, the duration of hyperlipisemia after exceeds that of the hyperamylesemia. Hyperlipisemia are also observed in other diseases like, that is the acute cholecystitis, perforated peptic ulcer and intestinal ischemia. Fourth investigation is the measurement of renal clearance of amylase improves the accuracy of diagnosis of acute pancreatitis. The amylase and creatinine ratio is urine amylase upon serum amylase into serum creatinine upon urine creatinine multiplied by 100. Normal ratio varies from 1% to 4%. If more than 6% acute pancreatitis, when more than 15% very severe pancreatitis. If this ratio is more than 6%, that is the acute pancreatitis, and this ratio is more than 15%, then that is the very severe pancreatitis. However, it must be remembered that a normal clearance ratio does not exclude the diagnosis of acute pancreatitis absolutely. Next investigation is serum lactation is a specific indicator of acute pancreatitis. Next investigation is increase in WBC, white blood cells. Seventh investigation is hyperglycemia due to relative hypoinsulinemia. There is a less secretion of insulin in the blood. Next investigation, number 8, hypocalcemia associated with more violent type of pancreatitis. Values of less than 7.5 mg per 100 ml indicates poor prognosis due to deposition of calcium in the pancreatic retroperitoneal tissues, a loss of serum albumin, inadequate parathormone response at the bone level, excess calcitonin secretion due to hypergluconemia of pancreatitis. Hypocalcemia may persist for many days. Next investigation in the pancreatitis should be performed. Abnormalities of liver function test may be seen in gallbladder stone associated with pancreatitis. Increased bilirubin, serum alkaline phosphatase, Y-glutamyl transferase and alanine aminotransferase. Next investigation is ABG. A small number of patients ABG abnormalities may be seen. Arterial blood gases. Next investigation is paracentesis, sometimes utilized to confirm the diagnosis of acute pancreatitis. Increases amylase and lipase in the aspirated fluid may be detected where their respectively serum levels are normal. Next investigation is ECG abnormalities, may be due to electrolyte disturbances, includes varying degree of depression of ST segments in the ECG and prolongation of QT interval and fattening of T waves. Next investigation in pancreatitis are certain serum amylase level are found to be increased in acute pancreatitis. Deoxyribonuclease 1 value increases in blood only in pancreatic necrosis. Leucine aminopeptidase, that is the LAP, increase means index of hepatobiliary and pancreatic diseases. C. Lecithinase A, increase of these enzymes in serum correlates well with acute pancreatitis. Next investigation is straight X-ray, may reveal pancreatic and biliary calcification. A single dilated paralytic loop of jejunum adjacent to the pancreatic bed known as a sentinel loop sign. Distension of duodenum of moderate degree. Often mild distension of the transverse colon due to vicinity of this organ to the inflamed pancreas. The descending colon is usually collapsed, so air fluid distended transverse colon is seen to be cut off suddenly, and this is known as a cut-off sign. Obliteration of psoas margin due to retroperitoneal edema. Next investigation should be performed in pancreatitis is the chest X-ray, may show left basal atelectasis of increase of left hemidiaphragm and left pleural effusion. Next investigation is barium X-ray. If the patient condition permits, may show an enlarged C loop of the duodenum due to the swelling of the head of pancreas. Next investigation is ultrasonography or CT scan. Not useful in the such diagnosis as loss of internal echoes and loss of the cleavage plane between the splenic vein and the pancreas. Pancreatic changes are enlargement, edema and necrosis with liquefaction. Pseudocyst, pancreatic abscess and necrosis are also finely demonstrated in the CT scan. CT scan is relatively unreliable in the first day of the admission, so it is better to do at third or fourth day CT abdomen. That is the good practice. Next investigation is MRI. Offers a more accurate, sophisticated method to diagnose the pancreatitis. Treatment surgery is always deferred in acute pancreatitis, and the treatment of choice is conservative management. Any attempt to operate will carry a mortality rate more than 50%. Always remember this. 80% of attacks are mild with rapid recovery and on conservative treatment alone. Means 80% of attack of pancreatitis is maintained or managed by the conservative treatment alone. Only 20% of attacks are severe with a protracted course and mortality rate of 50%. Aggressive treatments such as early surgery and peritoneal lavage and endoscopic sphincterectomy. Now, the multi-factor prognostic scoring system in pancreatitis, that is the Ranson developed this multi-factor prognostic scoring system to detect the severity of the condition. There are 9 factors are being considered, that is the age if more than 55 years, serum transaminase more than 200 units per liter, WBC more than 15,000 per cubic per liter, blood sugar level more than 200 mg per 100 ml, arterial oxygen saturation is less than 80, serum calcium is less than 2 mol per liter, serum albumin less than 32 gram per liter, serum lactate hydrogenase less than 600 units per liter, serum urea more than 16 mol per liter. If the score is 0 to 2, that is the adverse factor predict this is the mild pancreatitis disease. If the score Ranson's score is 3 to 9, more these indicate the more adverse factors predict this is the severe pancreatic disease. These Ranson's clinopathological criteria are widely used all over the world. Now the drawbacks of this Ranson system are requires 48 hours of observation period. Usually one time assessment is necessary. Some lab tests are not routinely performed. No consideration of obesity, which is an adverse factor. Apache second scoring system may also be used to detect the severity of this condition of pancreatitis, that is 9 or more than 9. The score is 9 or more than 9 indicates a severe attack, and 6 or less than 6 indicates the chance of development of complications in 95% of cases. Now dear students, conservative management in the acute pancreatitis. Management of shock and electrolyte imbalance, nil by mouth, RT aspiration, catheterization, CVP central venous pressure measurement, measurement of cardiac output and cardiac filling pressure via a Swan-Ganz is necessary. Shock is due to mainly massive fluid sequestration and accumulation of fluid within the bowel lumen secondary to paralytic ileus and due to marked edema in peripancreatic region. Extra fluid losses may occur due to severe vomiting. So crystalloid solutions replacement is highly essential. In hypocalcemia, calcium gluconate will need to be added to the parenteral fluids, means in the IV fluids. Hyperglycemia may require cautious insulin administration. Second conservative management is the relief of pain. Demerol, meperidine, hydrochloride 50 to 100 mg every 4 hourly. Morphine quite effective but should not be given as causes spasm of sphincter of Oddi, and there is also another painkillers are available. You can use it. Third point of the conservative management in the pancreatitis are suppression of pancreatic secretions. Nil by mouth, RT aspiration, Lyle's tube aspiration, non-absorbable liquid antacid like combination of magnesium trisilicate and aluminum hydroxide, that is a liquid gel. H2 receptor antagonist like cimetidine, ranitidine, famotidine, etc. should be given. Anticholinergic drug like propanthine 30 mg 8 hourly, atropine 0.4 to 0.8 mg is effective in reducing pancreatic secretions by decreasing vagal stimulus. Acetazolamine Dimox, the brand name, to reduce the volume of pancreatin exocrine secretions and bicarbonate concentration, dose of 250 to 500 mg. Glucagon is known to reduce exocrine pancreatic secretions. Calcitonin also suppresses pancreatic exocrine and gastric acid secretions. Somatostatin is the potent inhibitor of pancreatic exocrine secretions and gastric acid output. Octreotide is a long-acting octapeptide, must be used in pancreatitis. Cholecystokinin receptors antagonist progliamide. And fourth important point is the antibiotic. Imipenem is the antibiotic of choice in pancreatitis. This is the fourth generation cephalosporin drug. BD for 2 weeks reduces the incidence of pancreatic sepsis. This reduces the incidence chances of the pancreatic sepsis or abscess. Surgical treatment in acute pancreatitis is mainly treated by conservative management, and the role of surgery is extremely limited in such cases. Indications of surgery only in uncertain diagnosis, deterioration of clinical condition, correlation of associated biliary tract disease, secondary pancreatic infection, that is the abscess, necrosis, cirrhosis, are life-threatening complications and occur in only about 5% of all cases. Plain X-ray abdomen may show retroperitoneal air, typically known as a soap bubble size. In case local complications, there is a collection. Dear students, here is the end of our surgery lecture number 17, that is the pancreatitis, acute pancreatitis and acute relapsing pancreatitis. Thank you.